For today's film studies, I thought I'd try and approach a superhero film from the angle of artistic expressionism. Tonight, I figured 2017's Justice League would be the perfect candidate. This is a film that, if nothing else, has a very good time expressing itself with sound. Sound is probably the biggest key factor in the 2017 version of the Justice League film, utilizing certain sounds and musical scores to evoke emotion. The biggest example is the utilization of the 1989 Batman theme from Ben Affleck's Batman, to grasp and pull at that sweet, sweet nostalgia.
Ride ain't over yet.
My man!
This is a film devoid of meaning, though. Not all superhero films suffer from this, but a lot of superhero films are hollow in many ways. That applies to this film because while it tries the basic themes of teamwork and never taking anything for granted, it just doesn't come across thematically well or even natural.
Gods themselves all acted as one, laying down their lives to drive Steppenwolf away.
A term I came across in Andrew Sarris' book, the auteur theory, states that just as an artist is the creative force behind his work, the director is the creative force behind his movie. That is no more evident than with Justice League. 2017's Justice League is a movie that doesn't have its director behind it. A lot of it is his work, but with a second director and studio involvement, it becomes a pastiche work. This could be argued to be just pure speculation, but there is literal proof with Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League. Essentially the same movie, but with the director in full force behind it. Those movies are night and day. Is it better? Who's to say? But realistically, the Snyder cut is a movie with a vision, while the 2017 version is the same movie without the support of its creator. The Snyder Cut itself is a proof that people want directors' visions. A monstrous uproar arrived with 2017's Justice League, and a demand for the real director's vision put the power to the people and showed people want what directors want to provide. History speaking, this movie marks the end of Warner Brothers' lineup of the DC Cinematic Universe. While there would be films to come out after this, such as the push for Zack Snyder's Justice League, as well as Suicide Squad movies and what have you, this is essentially the beginning of the end of the foundation that Snyder built and would lead to the eventual reconstruction of the Warner Brothers DC superhero slate of movies, as well as just a long-term transitional period for Warner Brothers as a whole. A movie that mostly had the benefit of sound and little else, 2017's Justice League accomplished little else than to prove the idea that a director is the main force behind his movie. Considering there are two different versions of the same movie and they're drastically different while still being Justice League, I would say that if nothing else, this is an offer of the auteur theory.